Today we are looking at another one of these smart recorders from the guys over at iFLYTEK. And I looked at the Smart Recorder Pro before, which I actually really liked. This one's the non-pro version, and it seems to do everything on device, which is kind of cool. So it doesn't have or need any kind of internet connection. Now with the Pro, it does have cloud computing, so that basically with the Pro version, it does some on device for sure, but it allows it to be sent up to the cloud server, and then the cloud server kind of takes over, goes through and gives it that proper processing that it needs to make sure all the words and all that kind of stuff are transcribed properly. This one, I believe, again, does it all on device, which is cool because you don't need internet connectivity, and you'll be able to transcribe and record all the stuff that you need. So we're going to unbox it, and then we'll kind of go through the actual menus, the setup, and see what it's like. So this is the box here. And for some reason, my top camera is not tightened. I don't know what's happening with it. Whatever. Anyways, this is the box here. As you can see here, again, I still have some issues with my hand. Not a lot on the box for actual information by any means, but that's okay. You have a nice little pull to get. I have to do it like this because I'm damaged. I'm damaged goods. Anyways, that's it right there. And I just kind of want to show it to you versus the Pro version. This is a lot more sleek, I believe. So hold on. So as you can see, this was the Pro version of it. Again, bigger, right? Definitely bigger in size, bigger screen. This one actually has a camera, so you can actually take pictures of stuff if you want to put it in the transcription, you know, about being able to maybe reference what you're actually talking about. So this one was cool. I kind of like this, but it really did want some of that cloud computing to really be able to get a good transcription of the audio. So this one here is the smaller version. And what I like about the smaller version is, well, it's smaller, right? So this is going to be a lot more pocket friendly. It feels like, you know, an old MP3 player or like a remote control, kind of that size. But this would easily be able to fit into like anybody's pocket for sure. That's kind of nice. Anything else in the box? Well, you're going to get your product information, which is, you know, good, because you probably want to learn about the product that you bought. You get a little tiny USB-A to USB-C, not overly big, but that's it. That's all. That's everything you get. And again, what we're going to do now is just kind of turn this on. So this just has, you know, it has your mics on the front, so it's kind of neat. Depending on, it has some different modes inside of it, so depending on, you know, if you need something to record off to the side, if you're kind of just talking into the top of it, if you're doing conference calls or a conference that you're possibly recording, if you're doing an interview that you're recording, etc., etc. I think that's all right. It does have some screen stickers on it, so we'll just pull those off. That's probably it. And it's very simple. You know, it has your volume up, volume down for listening. This is your power button, your record button, and these will allow you to go through like the menus and things like that. But I believe this also has a touch screen, so you would also be able to just use the touch screen to move around. And then again, up on the bottom here, you're going to have your microphone. Sorry, that's your speaker. And then your USB-C connector for either transferring the files to your computer or to charge this. So let's see if it actually has any power in it. And it does. Nice. So let's see if there's any kind of setup really involved with this. All right, so we do have a little hello screen. Touchscreen seems good. There's English, so I'm going to tap on English. You want to make sure you pick the right language, or else the whole menu is going to be in the language that's wrong, and that means you will probably not be able to understand anything. So English, yes, click. We have our date, so we are now on the 25th, and we are rocking the 1st, January 14th. When you guys are seeing it, it could be way longer. I don't know. Anyways, there we go. No, make sure 25th. Cool. Time setting. It's 9:42 in the morning, and I believe this is military time, so just kind of be aware. 9:42. So I'm going to actually put it 9:43 by the time I get to that. 9:43. Yep. Boom. You got your passcode is used to do whatever. You can skip this or put in a passcode. I'm going to skip it because honestly, for me, this is not a device that I'm going to use probably a lot. So I'd rather be able to just turn it on and go. No, we'll put a passcode in there. So passcode, so I'm going to just do this, confirm the passcode, action successful. And now it's preparing the actual, my camera is all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so it gives you a little tutorial, tap to switch modes, okay? And then that's kind of it, right? You have your intelligent recording, you have your files, you have your settings, and it looks like that's kind of it. So if we go into your files, of course, this is going to be where your documents are. So it says you can slide back and forth to get this. Cool. Just the screen is nice and responsive, though. I have to give it that. That's kind of nice. You have your settings, so let's click on that. So you have your general, so auto screen off. It's set to 1 minute, but you could actually change that, so you could switch it to whatever you wanted. Yes. Your auto power off is set to 12 hours, which was these kind of standard settings were the same as the Pro had on it. We have an indicator. So if you want the indicator light to turn on, you want your screen password, your system language, your available storage space. So you can see that this actually comes with 32 gigs. Now, there are some of it in use already for, let's say, the operating system and things like that. Plus, I would think all the languages and your system time. You have your transcription settings. So what language it's going to transcribe into. And what's kind of cool here is you do have some on here, right? Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian. So it has some in here already, but you can manage your language packs. So you can update the language here. So if you actually went down, I believe you should, let's see if I tap on that language package. Scan the QR below to your cell phone and check your version updates. Okay, so I believe you would have to go in here and actually get some more languages. So I may do that, of course, because here, like for me, the big one would be French. But if you wanted French or Spanish or whatever it is, you should be able to download. So I'll do that off camera and we'll come back. And then your file export, help, battery and performance, system resources. So you have your performance, right? So battery saver mode, battery percentage. No, I don't need any of that. I'm good. And then about, which is probably going to give your firmware. Plus, if you want to reset this and go back to your standards. Anyways, let's just kind of go back here because we have our intelligent recording. You can tap, there's a little tiny icon at the top here. And if you tap on that, you could change this to conference recording, speech recording, interview recording. And once you change those, it's going to be kind of change how the mic arrays are going to be used for recording. So it kind of gets a better idea. So if you're doing interview, it kind of knows that someone's going to be on this side and someone's going to be on that side. If you're going to be in the conference mode, for instance, it knows that people are going to be all over the place. And maybe the audio is going to be further away. But I think for most of us, the actual intelligent recording is probably what the majority of us are going to use. So we'll just kind of check to see how this is. So we'll tap on that and it says pause recording and then it can be saved. Yeah, okay. You can mark them, which I believe you can also hit one of these buttons to do that if it's the same as the Pro. Tap to switch transcription languages, right? So I have this English, and again, there's only the ones there, but you can do it from there. Oh, and you can see it's already doing it. Right, it's already in recording mode because as soon as you go into a recording, it actually just automatically starts, which is kind of cool. So I like that. And of course, if you want to flag something, so let's say I say something really important right now, I can hit a flag. Oh, it says if you see volume keys can also mark them. So flag, right? So it puts a little flag on there. Or I can use the volume keys and I can be, maybe I'm holding this so I have my hands here and someone's like, oh, there's a really cool thing that's really interesting. I just tap and it puts a flag on there. So that's also really cool, right? You guys can see all that information that it's kind of firing up there as I'm talking, which is kind of nice. And then once you're finished, you just hit pause. So it says, quickly open and save your recordings. I guess you can hit the recording button. So let's just see here. So I can say done. It goes through its saving process and voila. Yeah, that's handy. So I can click here now and if I tap on that, there it is, right? So I can have that one, so I can hit play. Turn the volume up. Then it can be saved. Yeah, okay. It sounds good. Mark them, which I believe you can also hit one of these buttons to do that if it's the same as. It sounds as good as a recorder pigs. And then you can come here and hit the AI button, so you can actually say voice word filtering, so it's on. non-human voice filtering, which means it's going to try to pull out all that extra stuff that you and I may just not necessarily require to hear. So we could click on that if we want, but I'm okay with that. And then we have our ability, of course, and you'll see, right, as you kind of go through this.
Again, there's only the ones there, but you can do it from there. Oh, you can see it's already doing it. Right? It's already recording.
That's cool. I think it has a, can you slide? Yeah, so you can kind of go just into text mode if you wanted, based on what it was. So that's nice. And then I think that's it. I love the fact that it's all on here. The other one, like I said, you had to kind of, if you really wanted to be like perfect, like better, like the transcription was really good, then you actually had to transcribe it cloud-based so that it actually had the power of the cloud doing it. So let's go back here. If I hit record button, and I'm going to change that for a minute, and I'm going to say, I wonder if you can transcribe it into, let's say, Japanese. So selection, transcription. So it takes a second. So you want to make sure that you do that in advance. And now it's recording again. So you see it actually says on here that there was a language change, and there it is. Now, I don't know if this is right by any means because I can't understand or read this, but it is transcribing. So I do want to actually set this up and have it record into, let's say, French. So I'm going to actually see if I can download those packs for, let's say, Spanish and French, because if I'm in the US, Spanish is a big language, and here in Canada, French is a big language. So I'm going to do that. We're just going to pause this and say done. And we'll be right back in a second after I get those downloaded. Okay, so I've been playing with this now for a couple hours. Update-wise, it was done. But there's a few things that I thought that this did that it doesn't do. Number one is it really only has like those 5-6 languages, so like Russian, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and English. So if you're looking at using this somewhere else or have someone that's speaking in a different language other than that you want to record and transcribe, those are the only transcription languages that are available. So there's no real way to, you still can record the audio, of course, but you just can't get them transcribed beyond those 5 languages. So my hope is that they introduce more languages. I'd love to again see, for those of us in North America, I'd love to see Spanish. Of course, I'd love to see French included in this. Other than that, the actual audio recording, pretty good. So don't think of this as a product that can translate, because they actually do have a piece of hardware for translation. But this one is basically so that you can put this in a meeting, record what's happening. Hopefully everybody that's talking is using the same language, and hopefully it's one of those 5 listed. If not, it's going to have issues. Again, it will record the audio, doesn't matter what. But if you need that transcription because you are sending this to your computer so that you can edit the document that it makes a Word document, then of course you have to choose one of those 5 languages. So if you need something that's a bit more, has more language abilities, then that's where the Pro comes in, right? So the Pro here, when you actually look at it, when you go into the Pro, I believe again under the languages, transcription settings, all of this is done online. So they do some of the transcription on device, but it actually does its better version, of course, once it's actually been uploaded to the system. Now, if you were to come in here and say you wanted to do a recording, so let's say I was doing speech, you can click right here at the top. You'll see I have mine set to French. So I can go in here and choose English, for instance, or you have a bunch of more languages. You'll see that it's actually changing its transcription engine, but you'll see English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, French, German, Spanish, Hungarian, and that's it. So it's funny that, they had Russian in this one, no Russian in this one, but Hungarian, Spanish, German, and French are added. So you kind of have to look at those. This one dictates just as good. The only difference that I really find between these two, this is completely, of course, you have to do it. It's all on device. Also, if you have to do software updates or anything like that, it's a little more cumbersome because you have to connect it with your phone. There was no updates when I did it, but you know, you have to do it with your phone, and there's no app. It takes you to a website. Because there was no app updates, I don't necessarily know what the process was. This one, though, I'll just stop this. This one, though, it has Wi-Fi connectivity. So because it has Wi-Fi connectivity, of course, that means that you can just go into the settings and say check for new software, and it checks. And if there's a software update, it updates it, and it's all over the air, which is kind of nice. So, you know, if you need offline mode and it works with the languages, this one. If you don't mind having to go online, but you need more languages, then this one. You know, I do really want to see if I can try their translation device, because that would be a big thing for me. Again, living somewhere where it's a city that is very English and French, and me only being able to speak English, and sometimes I can't even do that well. That would be really nice for me for traveling. And I know that we go into the States a fair bit. So being able to, especially in like the southern states where Spanish is quite prominent, having something like this that could actually translate, I think would be really cool. And I think I'd like to try that. Anyways, I'll put a link to both of these up there. If you think it's a cool device, cool. If you need a voice recorder that can do some transcriptions in the languages that it offers, then I think it's a good purchase. Just know what you're buying. Anyways, I'll put links down below to where you can pick these up, and I will see you guys next video. Later.